Welcome to the T-Shirt Teacher. Kristen Frugier here, published author, editor, and former high school English teacher. This is episode 8 in the series entitled Pick Your Poison. Today we're going to be discussing the friends of Coriolanus from Ballad and the friends of Hamlet from Shakespeare's Hamlet. And I say friends lightly. And if you've been following the series, I'm just going to jump right back into where we left off. We see Coriolanus put in a situation where he has to sort of rescue Sejanus because it's assumed that he's his friend. And Sejanus just assumes that Coriolanus is his friend because he's not unkind to him. He doesn't realize it's just manipulation because of the value of the Plinth family. The Plinth family is incredibly rich in Ballad, and they have bought their way into the capital, if you remember from the previous videos. And Coriolanus feels like this is unfair, so he just kind of ignores Sejanus. Well, because he's not mean to him, Sejanus takes that as friendship, and it doesn't end well for Sejanus. Coriolanus sees Sejanus as a threat to his potential, and he secretly scoffs at Sejanus's emotional nature, and he doesn't believe that he behaves in a way befitting to someone who has been given so much. According to Coriolanus, Sejanus doesn't deserve the things he's been given, basically. He feels like Sejanus's behavior is a slap in the face to the capital who saved him. And he also views him as the enemy, because he was originally from the districts that rebelled, and they were able to buy their way into this position. It's implied heavily that Sejanus's father has the money to buy his way out of lots of situations. And ultimately, though, he's not able to save his son in the end. His money does not end up saving his son. But it is due to a series of events that are really set in motion by Coriolanus's fake friendship with him. Because Coriolanus sees Sejanus and his rebellious acts when he sneaks into the arena, and Coriolanus is sent after him, as we discussed in the last video. Coriolanus realizes he has to do something about this because he is viewed as his friend, and he thinks, okay, I've got to play this card, but I've also got to distance myself. And we'll see that unfold as the story continues. Coriolanus betrays Sejanus in a series of events that he covers with lies, and he ties up all the loose ends to make sure that he's not found out at the expense of Lucy Gray, Sejanus, and a few other people that are involved. We'll get to that at the end of Ballad. For now, we're going to jump over to Hamlet and Hamlet's friends. Now, Hamlet, I do think, was friends with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in the beginning. Upon the arrival of Guildenstern and Rosencrantz and Hamlet, he's initially glad to see them. However, he quickly becomes suspicious and realizes they were sent for. They end up admitting it, and he accuses them of not actually being his friends. He says they've played him like a recorder, which is a musical instrument, which we talked about in the last video. And Hamlet, it's later discovered in the play that he finds a letter that is actually ordering his death whenever he is supposed to be sent off to England. He switches it and says that he is not the one. And he ends up betraying his friends. And a very famous line from Hamlet is, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, from Hamlet Act 5, Scene 2, line 411. So we see in both books, friendship means very little to Coriolanus Snow and to Hamlet, because they both feel like they cannot trust people. Hamlet, perhaps he's got good reasons. Coriolanus, maybe some good reasons, maybe. But I tend to sympathize a little more with Hamlet. Just, that's a personal preference, a personal belief. I think Hamlet had more of a legitimate argument. But that's just my personal opinion. Because I don't see Hamlet intentionally going after anyone except for the king who has killed his father. Coriolanus is going to go after anyone that gets in his way. Now, Hamlet eventually ends up causing quite a few deaths, but we'll get to that as we begin to wrap up Hamlet, because we're almost finished with Hamlet. So just hang on for the ride, and thank you for continuing to watch the T-Shirt Teacher. We are getting close to the end of this series, Pick Your Poison, and we're going to find out why it's called Pick Your Poison. So thank you for watching. And today's t-shirt says, I'm gonna be the whole problem. If anybody ever says, don't be part of the problem, tell them, I'm gonna be the whole problem. I'm just kidding. This t-shirt's from Mandatory Fun Day. He is a content creator. He is military. He is hilarious. Love his dark humor. So you can buy a shirt like this. There's some other funny ones too. Hamlet epitomizes be the whole problem. Don't be like Hamlet, but be the whole problem in the way that you are fighting for justice or you are doing good things by being the whole problem. Or maybe you're being the whole problem like I was whenever didn't have anything else to lose, so I became the whole problem. This YouTube is me being the whole problem. I'm not going away. Anyway, you'll have a wonderful day. Keep watching the T-Shirt Teacher. The T-Shirt Teacher, making formal learning more comfortable. And yes, that was my dog going row, row in the background. He's being the whole problem right now. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.